Maritime and Coast Guard Agency regulations. For your comfort and safety, the captain asks that you remain in your seat whilst we transit the canal out into the loch. And also, upon our return to the canal, it is important that you remain seated until the vessel has come to a complete stop. Please listen to the following safety announcement. In the likely event of an emergency, it is important that you follow the instructions given through the vessel's public address system and directions given by crew members. Adult life jackets are stored under the seats in the saloon and upper deck. Child and infant life jackets are also carried on board. Donning instructions are clearly displayed in the saloon, aft deck and upper deck. Crew members will assist if required. The muster stations for an emergency evacuation are on the port and starboard aft deck. Life rafts are located at the aft of the vessel. These will deploy automatically or manually, and crew members will instruct and assist you to board them. The captain asks all passengers with children to please be aware that running is not allowed on board and your children must be with you at all times. Standing on the seats or handrails is also not allowed. Please keep dogs on the lead and do not allow them under the seats. Please use the litter bins throughout the vessel and never discard rubbish over the side. The entire Spirit of Loch Ness vessel is a no smoking zone, so there is no smoking or vaping permitted anywhere on the vessel. We have a bar on the lower deck with a good selection of beers, souvenirs, and of course, malt whiskey. Toilets are located on the lower deck. If you need any further help or information, please feel free to ask a member of the crew. So now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonders of Loch Ness, the great glen of Scotland. But please, don't feed the monsters.
Or any member of the crew, we're all snorting there's whiskey to help you. If you drink lots of whiskey, subtitles appear to you. Now, speaking of subtitles, there is some pre-recorded commentary. You can get this translated into various different languages by scanning the QR codes that we have displayed upstairs and downstairs with your mobile phone. So I'll just make it translate. We have got Arabic, Chinese, Dutch, English, French, German, Hindi, Italian, Japanese, Norwegian, Polish, Russian, Spanish, Swedish and Ukrainian. If I didn't mention your language, just revert to the whiskey, you'll be out. There's English there, sir. Now, behind the bar, yes, there is a bar, we have the keepers of sanity, your upper collar and Alex. If you need a tea, a coffee, a whiskey, a local lager, a red wine, a snack, get downstairs and relax with it upstairs too. Upstairs today is the ship's captain, Daniel. He is the most experienced skipper on Loch Ness, but he's not actually driving the boat. Next to him, we have Sandy. Sandy has been skipping boats all over the world, and Loch Ness is his home. But Loch Ness is also home to something else. I see you laughing now. The Loch Ness Monster. Put your hands up if you believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I do. Now, the story has grown arms, legs, a tail, ginger curly hair and a set of bagpipes over the years. However, what's in this log is a huge mystery, and the scary thing is, we're using sonar. You see the multicoloured screens? Now, we've been using sonar on Loch Ness for 90 years. Over 90 years, there has been over 600 contacts larger than a great white shark recorded in this log. This boat that you're on right now, in 2020, made international news when an 8-metre long, 1-metre wide creature went under the boat. What could that be? The Loch Ness Monster. So I'll teach you more about this, how far science has come and what lives in the loch and around the loch, but in the meantime, welcome to Loch Ness and welcome to our home. Enjoy.
Travelling across the world-famous Loch Ness, but there is more of interest in the Dark Valley than just the monster. The loch is around 23 miles long, averages 1 mile wide, and according to surveys during the 1990s, a depth of 786 feet was recorded. That is 35 kilometers long, 1.5 kilometers wide, and 239 meters deep. You can put the population of the world into Loch Ness more than 3 times over, and it contains more water than all the lakes, rivers, and reservoirs in both England and Wales combined. So there is room for it to conceal a few mysteries. To help understand the scale of the loch, many world-famous landmarks could be completely submerged in Loch Ness. The Eiffel Tower, Golden Gate Bridge, and 2 statues of Liberty would all disappear below the surface. As with the hills you see on either side of you, Loch Ness is part of the Great Glen of Scotland, a geological fault line which runs from the North Sea in the northeast to the edge of the Atlantic Shelf in the southwest. It cuts Scotland in two. The rocks which form the Highlands of Scotland were laid down in warm tropical seas far to the south of the equator more than 500 million years ago. Around 400 million years ago, the continents of North America and Europe collided, and this created the mountainous landscape you can now see on your right-hand side. The earthquake was 13 million years long and formed mountains 2 to 3 times the size of Mount Everest. These mountains are known as the Caledonians. Eventually, North America drifted away, the Atlantic opened, and as the continents entered northern latitude, they drew down upon themselves the great ice ages, and our enormous jagged mountains were eroded to the stubs you see on either side of you during your journey today. When the last ice age finished, around 12,000 years ago, Loch Ness filled with fresh water and took the form you see today. Heat fogs stained the rainwater as it runs off the hills and into the loch. Light is then unable to penetrate the surface, making the loch's water appear so dark.
This year, so then start to shed the leaves. It's such a lovely time to come because all the trees are slowly starting to change colour. Beautiful. Now, this right hand side, we're very close to the site because it's untouched by man from the Ice Age 12,000 years ago. This is how Scotland should look. Now, because it's very much untouched, there's like a paradise for wildlife. There's like Jurassic Park out here. So keep your eyes peeled for wildlife. If you came here after the Ice Age, you would have been encountered by the largest bear in the world, the Scottish game bear, captured by the Romans, used in battle and war, and in the gladiator arenas. Pretty cool. We used to have wolves in Scotland too, and we have the European wild lynx. Have you heard of lynx? The wild cat. But unfortunately, over time, they've all been hunted down. The Victorians pretty much hunted them down. And after that, there are no really large predators in the UK anymore. Do you know the largest predator that walks the land in Scotland today? The Scotsman, yeah? That's a Scotswoman. That was joking. The largest predator that walks the land today is in fact the badger. Yep, it's the same thing. So that's the largest predator that we have here. Below that, you've got the bushy-tailed fox. Have you seen pine martens before? So they almost went extinct, but they survived in this glen. If you haven't seen one, have you seen a ferret before? So they're very similar, but they're the same colour as the seats that you're sitting on. They have a kind of purple brown body with a gold chest. Pretty cool. So keep your eyes peeled for them. You never know they would be running about, jumping into the trees. Keep your eyes at the very tops of the mountains as well for the 4-legged king of Scotland. And I would actually presume they'll be down low today and they'll be feeding in like rations. Do you know what the 4-legged king of Scotland is? The haggis, well done. No, it's going to be the deer. Now, deer, you get red deer, roe deer and sika. The reason they're the king deer, there are no predators about this town. We have a huge population problem with deer. One male stag in Scotland, like this gentleman sitting in the middle. So this man here with a stag, he can have 70 females. He's smiling but now he's shaking his head. Once more than enough. So keep your eyes peeled on this right hand side. You might not see anything now, but there's 20,000 nearby. Okay, that's up. Pretty cool. Now also up in the sky, birds of prey, gold eagle, white eagle, buzzards, red kites, merlin. I see the fastest creature in the world out here last year. It's a bird. It can be very good falcon. It can glide past the boat at almost 200 miles per hour. Pretty cool. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. But remember, we're looking for a monster. Keep your eyes on the water too. So if you're the best places in the world. Scotland, there you go. Home sweet home. I don't want to let it. Another there, another there. Yeah, Scotland. So the big separation that goes through just here, it separates Scotland in two. It's called the Great Glen Fault Line. So that's why the two sides look different. The right hand side is actually from the top half of Europe. We managed to steal it during Brexit. It's not a joke anymore, is it? No. But you see the other side, the left hand side, that's from North America. It's from Canada. Have you seen the trees in Canada? Huge green pine trees. Scotland is mass producing timber on this side. And the reason they mass produce timber here is the season for timber growing in Scotland is very short. And it does something very special to the trees. It allows the rings of the trees to grow very close together. And it makes strong and flexible timber. Pretty cool. So that leaves us at what's in the middle. What is down there beneath your feet? Well, beneath us right now is the biggest mystery on planet Earth. What are we all floating on right now? Water. Yeah, something in it. Where did water come from? Does anyone know? If you do know, tell the scientists. They don't actually know. They've got 4 different theories about water. Water was here in the core of the Earth all along. The frozen ice planet theory. The whole world is a big crusted ball of ice that's defrosted. The third theory is quite a good one. Another planet crashed into this planet, knocked us out of orbit and created a moon, which then created an atmosphere, which then created rain. Fourth theory is my favourite. Meteorites from outer space have been crashing into planet Earth for millions of years. They studied the meteorites. 70% of them are made of hydrogen and oxygen. Scientists have figured out water is made of hydrogen and oxygen. What scares me about that, what's 60% of your body made of? Water. Oh. So, here's the thought. If water came from outer space, and 60% of your body is water, are we all aliens? These are the big questions. Where did we come from? Where did the water come from? It's pretty crazy. So how do we explore Loch Ness? Well, the water here is very special. It's changed over the years. Something amazing happened. The Ice Age created Loch Ness. Ice came from behind us, right in the direction we're going now. And if you look at the very end of Loch Ness, in front of us, you see the mountains. Over them mountains is the North Sea. During the Ice Age, we were open to the North Sea. Loch Ness filled up with salt water and sea creatures and monsters that could play bagpipes, who knows. 12,000 years ago, crystal clear salt water. What type of water do we have in Loch Ness today? It's freshwater. The largest threshold of freshwater in Britain is all drinking water. How has Loch Ness gone from salt to fresh over 12,000 years? Since the Ice Age, something amazing has happened, and it's still happening. The ice has melted, Scotland has been rising, and England has been sinking. So, geologists have actually told us 10,000 years ago Scotland went above sea level. That trapped 2,000 years of salt water along, and over 10,000 years in Scotland it's been raining. So the rain has washed all the salt water out and let the fresh water in, and who knows what's living in this bog. It's quite spooky. How big is the Loch Ness monster? People ask me. Look to the right hand side now. This is where Nessie tried to escape. It's too steep and she slipped back into the loch. Now you're laughing now. The Japanese, the whole of Loch Ness in the 1970s, Operation Deep Scan, 6 contacts were found over 7 metres long in one day. Creatures alive and moving, creating the biggest monster hunt in the world known to man. They've had cages, nets, harpoons, dynamite, poison, dolphins with cameras, ROVs, submarines, you name it, they tried it. Scary thing is, have you seen the colour of the water? It's very dark and brown. This is all the monster poop in the water. It's not really. In the mountains, when things die, they decompose and they create a chemical called tannic acid. So tannin is like a brown stain. But all over the highlands, instead of having grass, we have a vegetation called moss. Moss allows the rainwater to penetrate deeply, waters the nutrients from the surface, or from below to the surface, which turns the soil into a after it's dark, what do you think it's like down there? There's a cold, dark stillness. It is a terrifying place to be. Normally, to get to this place, you have to go to Glasgow. That's just best, yeah. There is a scientific name for this place where there is no light. It's called the Midnight Zone. It's a place Alex and Colin like to hang out most of the time. So in the Midnight Zone, there is no light. Have you seen the creatures that they find down there? Have you ever seen that terrifying movie, Finding Nemo? Has that fish with a light bulb in the head? So the Midnight Zone is normally 1,000 metres down to the sea of the ocean. And Loch Ness is 22 metres down. The length of this boat, there's no light. So they went down there in a submarine in 1969. An American scientist called Dan Taylor. He was the first man to go down there into the world of slowly turning boats. This is a good opportunity for photos in each direction. Most of the time they go for the head to the brain to save with the brain first, and go for the eyes straight into the brain. Nessie. So that there. On behalf of Cruise on Nessie, we hope you enjoyed your cruise with us this morning. We're looking forward to stay for the cruise. Now, as we enter the Calvin Canal, we're asked all passengers to return to their seats, please, and remain seated until the vessel comes to a safe stop. Thus, all passengers to return to the seats and remain seated until the vessel comes to a safe stop. So, hope you enjoyed your cruise and enjoy the rest of the Highlands. All the best.